In terms of trying to prevent atrocity crimes, you look at the demographics of Syria and it looks simply like a minefield. It's like the perfect storm for very serious atrocities over time. And the right message. Right. And a lot of people saying once this kind of violence begins to pit one community against another, it's very hard to put the pieces back together. At some point you can get to a point of no return. The government of Syria was saying we have to recognize that at some point that government may collapse. It may implode, it may collapse for other reasons, and then what is going to happen? At that point it's very important that local communities be organized across sectarian lines.
To the negative vote, two members.
We can't use a veto in the Security Council as an excuse for inaction. It also shouldn't be an excuse for further violence by the government. So I think we have to have a single message, and we have to recognize in some ways what happened in the Security Council is really an urgent call for everyone to redouble the efforts to try to solve the problems in Syria, and if at all possible to do that peacefully and politically. The whole international community continues to have to pressure the Assad government to recognize the rights of all Syrians. But very important simply to cease the violence. It's not good enough to talk about reform in the abstract while you're repressing the people with mass violence. It simply has no credibility. So I think that message has to be very consistent. I think the pressure has to be there. I think it's important that the international community speak with a single voice.
5,400 people last year.
We should recognize that you don't have to have tanks and weapons to be influential internationally. You can do it through moral suasion, through diplomacy, and I think in that sense the General Assembly is adding to the international voice, which I hope the Syrian government will listen to.
Giving the Assad regime